If you are over 70 and you've noticed that walking across a parking lot, stepping off a curb, or simply standing up from a chair has started to feel less steady than it used to, your body is sending you a message. And that message isn't just about aging. It's a warning signal about something happening deep inside your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system. And if it's ignored, it can lead to one of the most life-changing events that happens to older adults in this country. Falls are not accidents, not for most people. They are the result of a slow, quiet process that builds over months and years. And by the time a person actually hits the ground, that process has usually been underway for a long time. What makes this so frustrating is that most of the older adults I've worked with never saw it coming. And almost none of them were ever told what to do before things got serious. That's what today's video is about. Because there are 3 specific movements, 3 targeted exercises, that orthopedic specialists and physical therapists consistently recommend to help seniors rebuild the kind of balance that keeps them steady, safe, and independent. These aren't complicated gym routines. You don't need equipment. You don't need a trainer. You just need to understand what's really going wrong with your balance after 70 and why these 3 moves address it in a way that almost nothing else does. Stay with me through this entire video, because what comes near the end may genuinely be the most important piece of advice you hear this year when it comes to protecting yourself from a fall. Let's start with what's actually happening in the body, because most people have never been told the real story. When we talk about balance, most people picture it as something simple. You either have it or you don't. But balance is actually a complex system that relies on 3 things working together at the same time. It relies on your muscles, particularly in your legs and core, to be strong enough to react quickly when your body shifts weight. It relies on your joints, especially your ankles, knees, and hips, to send accurate signals to your brain about where your body is in space. And it relies on your nervous system to process all of that information fast enough to make corrections before a fall can happen. Here's what most people don't realize. All 3 of those systems, your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system, begin to change in meaningful ways after the age of 60, and those changes accelerate significantly after 70. The muscles start to shrink. Research suggests that without consistent movement, adults can lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass every decade after middle age, and that process speeds up in the later decades. But it's not just the size of the muscles that matters. It's the speed at which they respond. As we age, the fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for quick, reactive movements, are the first ones to go. These are the fibers that catch you when you stumble. They're the ones that fire in a fraction of a second when your foot lands on an uneven surface. When those fibers weaken, even strong-looking legs can fail to respond fast enough to prevent a fall. And most seniors are losing those fibers without ever knowing it. The joints tell a similar story. Inside every joint, there are tiny sensors called proprioceptors. Think of them as the body's GPS system. They constantly send information to the brain about where your limbs are, what angle your body is at, and how your weight is distributed. As we age, and especially if someone has arthritis or old joint injuries, those sensors become less reliable. The signals they send become slower and less accurate. The brain ends up working with incomplete information, and in balance terms, incomplete information means a higher chance of going down. Think about a 72-year-old woman who considers herself active. She walks every morning and has no major health problems. But lately she's been noticing that she reaches for walls and countertops more than she used to. She avoids stepping onto grass or uneven ground because something about it just doesn't feel right anymore. She hasn't fallen, but something has shifted. What's happening to her is exactly what I just described. Her balance system is working, but it's working with less accuracy, less speed, and less reserve than it had a decade ago. And unless something addresses that directly, the trajectory only goes in one direction. The good news is that the balance system responds to training. That's not wishful thinking, that's biology. The nervous system, even in the 70s and 80s, retains a remarkable ability to adapt and improve when given the right stimulus. The muscles can be strengthened, the proprioceptors can be retrained. The pathways between the body and the brain can be sharpened. But it requires the right kind of movement, not just walking, not just stretching, but specific, targeted exercises that directly challenge and improve the balance system. This is where things get interesting, because the 3 moves I'm going to walk you through are not random. Each one addresses a different layer of the balance problem. Together, they work on the muscle strength, the joint awareness, and the nervous system coordination that are all breaking down at the same time. Let's go through them one at a time. The first move is called the single leg stand, and it is, without question, one of the most powerful balance exercises that exists for older adults. It sounds almost too simple to be useful, but the research behind it is genuinely compelling, and the orthopedic and physical therapy communities consistently put it at the top of the list for seniors working on fall prevention. Here's how you do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair and hold the back of it lightly, just for support, not for full balance. Then slowly shift your weight onto one foot and lift the other foot a few inches off the ground. Hold that position for 10 seconds. Then switch to the other side. That's it. Now here's why it works at a level most people don't think about. The moment you lift one foot, your entire balance system is forced to activate. Your ankle starts making constant micro-adjustments. Your hip stabilizers fire up. Your core engages. And critically, all those proprioceptive sensors in your ankle and knee joints are being stimulated and challenged in a way they simply don't get during normal walking. Most seniors never hear this from their doctors, but the ankle is actually the most important joint in balance recovery. When your body starts to tip, the ankle is the first place the correction begins. Strong, well-trained ankles with accurate proprioceptive feedback are the difference between catching a stumble and ending up on the ground. The single leg stand directly trains that ankle response system, and it does it safely because you have a chair right there if you need it. As you get more comfortable, you can progress. Try doing it without holding the chair, just hovering your hands nearby. Try closing your eyes for a few seconds, which removes visual input and forces the body to rely even more on the joint sensors. Try standing on a folded towel instead of a hard floor, which creates a slightly unstable surface and challenges the system further. Each of these progressions makes the training more effective and builds more reserve into your balance system. The goal over time is to be able to hold the position for 30 seconds on each side without support. Many of the older adults I've worked with are surprised by how quickly they improve with this exercise. Within a few weeks of daily practice, most people notice they feel steadier, not just while doing the exercise, but during everyday activities. Getting out of the car, walking in the grocery store, stepping over a threshold. The improvement transfers. The second move addresses something that is often missed entirely in balance programs, and that is hip strength. Specifically, the side muscles of the hip, called the hip abductors. These muscles are responsible for keeping your pelvis level when you take a step. When they're weak, every step you take causes a slight shift in your hips, a subtle wobble that most people don't notice consciously, but which adds up to significant instability over the course of a walk. The exercise is called the side-lying leg raise, and it is deceptively effective. You lie on your side on a firm surface, a bed, a yoga mat, or the floor if you're comfortable getting down there. Keep your body in a straight line. Then, keeping your top leg straight and your foot flexed, you slowly raise that leg to about 45 degrees and then lower it back down with control. Repeat that 10 to 15 times on each side. But here's what most people don't realize about this exercise. The most important part isn't the raising, it's the lowering. When you lower the leg slowly, you're engaging the muscle eccentrically, which is actually where a lot of the strengthening benefit comes from. Fast, sloppy reps build very little. Slow, controlled movement, especially the downward phase, is what builds the functional strength that shows up when you're walking on an uneven surface and your body needs to stabilize quickly. There's another important reason to focus on hip strength that doesn't get talked about enough. The hip abductor muscles are directly connected to your ability to recover from a stumble. When your foot catches on something and your body starts to go sideways, it's the hip that has to arrest that motion and pull you back to center. Weak hips mean that sideways motion continues until something stops it, and often that something is the floor. Many older adults who experience falls describe it as happening so fast they couldn't do anything about it. And that's often true in the moment. But what they don't realize is that stronger, better trained hips can respond fast enough to stop a stumble before it becomes a fall, even when it feels like there's no time. Building that strength is a long-term investment. Every rep you do today is building the reserve you'll need in the moment that matters. Before we move to the third and final move, there's something important that most seniors overlook, and it may actually be the most critical part of today's discussion. Balance training only works if it's consistent. The biology here is clear. The nervous system improves through repeated challenge, not occasional effort. Someone who does these exercises twice a week will see modest improvement. Someone who does them 5 or 6 days a week will see genuinely transformative results over the same period of time. The dose matters. 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's all it takes. But it has to happen regularly. The reason most seniors never fully rebuild their balance, even when they try, is that they do these exercises for a week or two and then stop when they get busy or feel a little better. The improvement they made begins to reverse almost immediately. The nervous system, like any system, maintains only what it uses. Think of balance training the way you'd think of a medication that has to be taken daily to stay effective. Missing a few days here and there costs you more than people realize. Now, the third move. This one is different from the first two. Where the single leg stand works on ankle stability and the side-lying leg raise works on hip strength, this third exercise works on something that ties it all together, and that is dynamic balance. Balance in motion. It's called the heel-to-toe walk, and you may have seen it before. It's actually one of the tests doctors use to screen for balance problems. But as an exercise, done with intention and practiced consistently, it's a powerful tool for improving the coordination between your eyes, your inner ear, and your muscles during movement. Here's how to do it. Find a straight line, a hallway, the edge of a carpet, or you can simply imagine a line on the floor. Starting with your feet together, take a slow step forward, placing the heel of your front foot directly in front of the toes of your back foot. Then bring the next foot forward in the same way. Continue for 10 to 20 steps, keeping your arms slightly out to the sides for balance, your gaze focused ahead. Then turn carefully and walk back. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is that it forces all three balance systems to work simultaneously. Your muscles are being asked to make fine adjustments with every step. Your joint sensors are being challenged by the narrow base of support. And your nervous system is having to coordinate all of that in real time while you're in motion. This is fundamentally different from standing still, and it's much closer to the conditions under which falls actually happen. The surprising part is how much improvement most people see in this exercise over just a few weeks. Many older adults who start this exercise can barely do 3 or 4 steps without needing to step out to the side to catch themselves. After a month of daily practice, that same person might be walking a full hallway without any difficulty. That change isn't just in the exercise, it's reflected in how they move in real life. Less hesitation at doorways, more confidence on stairs, less anxiety about unfamiliar environments. Researchers have found that dynamic balance exercises like the heel-to-toe walk can help reduce fall risk in a meaningful way when practiced consistently over time. Many health experts agree that combining this type of dynamic exercise with the more static strength-building exercises, like the single leg stand and the leg raise, gives the most comprehensive improvement across all the systems that matter. For those of you watching who are caring for a spouse or parent who has already had a fall, I want to say something important here. It is never too late to start working on balance. Even someone in their 80s who has experienced a fall can see real, meaningful improvement with the right exercises and the right consistency. The research on this is encouraging. The nervous system and the muscles retain adaptability well into later life, but they need to be given the opportunity to use it. Fear of falling, while understandable, often leads to less movement, and less movement accelerates exactly the decline it's trying to avoid. The solution is not to move less carefully, it's to move more purposefully. Now, if there is one single takeaway I want you to carry with you from today's video, it is this. Balance is not something that just happens to you. It is not something that disappears because you got older and there's nothing you can do about it. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, it can be practiced, improved, and maintained with the right kind of consistent effort. The 3 exercises we went through today, the single leg stand, the side-lying leg raise, and the heel-to-toe walk, are not magic. They are targeted, evidence-informed tools that address the specific systems responsible for keeping you upright. And they are things you can start doing today, in your own home, without any equipment. The older adults who stay steady and independent into their 80s and 90s are not simply lucky. They are, in many cases, people who have stayed consistently active in ways that specifically support balance and strength, often without even realizing that's what they're doing. You can do the same thing with intention. You don't have to wait for a fall to take this seriously. As always, please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before starting any new exercise routine, especially if you have a history of falls, joint problems, or any other health condition that affects your movement. Every person's situation is different, and your own physician knows your health history best. These exercises are generally safe and widely recommended for healthy older adults, but your doctor is the right person to confirm they're appropriate for you specifically. Getting older does not have to mean getting unsteady. The body has a genuine capacity to rebuild balance at any age when it's given the right challenge, the right consistency, and a little bit of time. Small daily efforts compound into real, lasting protection against the falls that take so much independence away from so many people. You have more control over this than most people are ever told. If you found today's video helpful, I'd encourage you to subscribe to Senior Health with Dr. Westbrook. Every week, we share practical, easy-to-understand health information designed specifically for older adults, because you deserve real answers, not complicated medical language. And drop a comment below letting us know which tip you found most useful today. I read every single one.